Hi guys, welcome to my very first blog. I'm down on the club water, on the members' water, down at my local club, and I'm fishing for around 48 hours. I think I'm going to do 2 nights if I can get away with it. As you can see, I'm out of breath because I've been carting that thing around the lake, and I've been trying to find see if I can see any signs of fish. Oh, seen nothing. So with that in mind, I'm opting to come into this swim here, really because I can see most of the lake from here. There's the geese, and you know, if I do see any signs of fish, I can act on it quickly. I can wing a lead at them if I can get them from here, or I can move location if needs be. But this is the swim of choice. This is called the point, or the hut swim, and you get a really good view of the lake, almost all of the lake, not all of the lake, but almost all of the lake. And like I say, that will help me with any fish spotting. Also, another advantage to fishing in that swim is literally 2 swims down, and we've got a little snaggy swim here called Dead Man's Corner, and as you can see, it's extremely snaggy, and there's a few of us been spotting the fish here recently. You can see some bubblers coming up there actually, but we think that the fish have been hiding in here in the winter. As you can see, as I said, it's a very snaggy swim, so I'll have to fish locked up. But what I'm thinking is, if nothing's happening in the point swim, I can always nip down here and maybe put 1, maybe 2 rods in here and sit on them for a bit and see what happens. So that's the plan anyway. We know sometimes it doesn't always go to plan. I'm really itching for my first fish of 2018. I've had a couple of pasties from the pasty lakes there on the complex, but nothing. I want my first real fish of the year, if you will, and I'm really looking forward to that. So let's get the rods out, let's get set up, and I'll touch base with you in a bit. Right guys, the house is up. As you see behind me in the swim there, house is up, ready to go in the hut swim. But I've just seen, I baited it up down in Dead Man's Corner in the snag swim I was telling you about, and I've literally seen a load of bubbling up in there. So I'm going to sneak my way into there with a couple of pop-ups. Now I've got a couple of rods set up here. One's on the Stellar Yellow, and one's on the Twisted Orange, both on multi-rigs, although one's on a helicopter setup and one's on a standard lead clip setup. So I'm going to sneak my way into here. I'm going to fish extremely locked up, and I'm going to be right on the rods in case they do go off, because it really is quite tight in here. But I have just seen a load of bubbling up here, and I'm convinced there's fish here. In fact, I just saw one bosh out then over there. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a good few hours in here, because I'm feeling like this is where they are. So guys, I'll get going with that, and I'll keep you posted as to how I get on. Get the net down there, get everything set up ready, and fingers crossed we'll have a fish. Right guys, still here at the minute in Dead Man's Corner, but I just wanted to show you the sort of bait that I'm using as loose feed at the minute. This is a relish by PCF, and this is it here. You can see that one of them's darker than the other. That's because one of them's been glugged into some chili oil, and the other one hasn't. But it's a really nice bait, and I like it because it's an all year round bait. It's sweet, it's made with molasses, but it's also a fish meal base boilie as well. So if we just crack it up and give you a look inside it, it's really meaty yet sweet at the same time. That's what makes it a good all year round bait. I'm trying to stay quiet in this corner at the minute. There's not really much happening since I've put the rods in here. There's a good chance I could have been too loud and maybe scared them off. But I'm going to give it maybe an hour or so down here and just see what happens. But so far zilch. I'll give you a quick look at the rods. That's the swim as we have it. There was a fish sort of rolled over to the tree near the left there. But they don't seem to be going down for my pop-up at the minute. It could be that it's a little bit too blatant and maybe I need to be a bit more subtle and go with the bottom bait. Could be that I could just need to get a bit of this relish on to go with a loose feed, because when I did feed it up earlier on, when I was putting the house, before I started to put the bivvy up, I came down here and threw in, I don't know, 9 or 10 boilies, and it really did fizz up, like they were getting on it, you could see it. But they just haven't gone for the pop-up yet, so it might be that it's a bit too bloody obvious at the minute, I'm not sure. But that's, I'm going to stick to it for the minute. I have got some solid bags made up with some tiny pop-ups inside there as well, so I might revert to them later on if this isn't working out. So just while I'm fishing this corner, I just thought I'd give you a bit of a view of the lake and give you some, well, just let you know what the lake is. The lake, like I say, the lake is my local club water, and it's on a membership, so it's a bit like a syndicate, but the clubs don't like to call it a syndicate. And it's about 4 to 5 acres in size. You can't see the whole of it from here. There's some down to the right, a section of it called the pig farm or the piggery that you can't see at the minute. But it's a really lovely lake, especially in the summertime. I mean, you know, when it's really green and lush, it's absolutely stunning and a pleasure to spend time down at. The fish in here, I wouldn't say it was a highly stocked water. Maybe about 100 fish, something like that, ranging up to about 35 pound in weight. So not massive fish, which is good because you tend not to get all the you know, the guys that are hunting after massive fish down all the time. It's quite a quiet lake. We really don't get a lot down. Not even in terms of day tickets. You get the odd day ticket people coming down, but it's mainly members that come down. And at the minute it's closed season, so it's closed to day tickets and it's only open to members, so that's nice because it just keeps it nice and quiet for the members. Like I say, it doesn't hold massive fish, but it's at 35 pound. There's the ability for me to beat my PB on here, which is currently 32, but I'm not really a personal best chaser. I don't go chasing after it. If it comes, it'll come, and it'll be nice when it does come. I'm just on here to try and catch some nice fish. I joined in September, towards the end of last year, and I managed to get 1 or 2 fish at the back end of last year. I don't really fish through winter, so I've not really been down at winter. But I've just started coming down now. Now it's spring, now the temperatures are starting to rise a bit, now the buds are coming out, and there is now, after all this bloody awful rain we've had for so long, it really is starting to feel like spring again, like spring is here. So I just thought I'd come down and see if I could well, get myself a fish. Here comes the bird life. Right on cue. Well done guys, just out of my swim. The birds aren't too bad on here at the minute. At the back end of last year they were absolute pain in the arse because the lake was so shallow that you literally couldn't put anything in without the birds going down on it. So that's the swans and the coots and everything, the ducks, they'd all just clean you out, especially the swans. They were the biggest pain. But with all this rain that we've had so much rain over the past, what seems like 6 months. The lake is full to the brim at the minute, so we don't want any more rain. Back end of summer we were praying for rain. Now we're, you know, now we've had enough. So I'm looking forward to getting a few spring sessions in down here. I'm looking forward to fishing a few other venues as well that I'll tell you about later. But yeah, here's looking forward to a really good 2018 in terms of carp fishing and catching some wonderful fish. Hi guys, nothing coming out of Deadman's Corner for me anyway. I was in there for a good couple of hours I reckon, but nothing to show for it. I think maybe I was a bit too obvious with the bright pop-ups. Perhaps I might have been better going with a bottom bait, But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try again tomorrow morning, and I'll try it or tomorrow at some point. I've got to pick my boy up at some point and bring him on the site. But I might try that spot again, and this time just put a bottom bait on it. This is where we are. That's the snags there. That's leading out into Dead Man's Corner, just where I've just been fishing. So yeah, I might give it a try, but with the bottom bait instead of a pop-up. So what am I doing now? I'm now on the way back to the car, just to pick up a couple of extra layers. It feels like the temperature's dropping, and there's a mist, as you can probably see. There's a mist come over the lake, and everything's getting a bit misty and foggy. That's where I am. Over there you can just see a shelter there. So, and the saying is, isn't it, when it's misty and foggy you've got no chance. So my confidence has dropped a bit. So my plan is to nip to the car, get back into the swim, get back out onto some spots that I know from that swim, using solid bags with little pop-ups inside them, PCF pop-ups again, and we'll see what we can get. Last time I was on here a few weeks ago, I was using pop-ups on multi-rigs and didn't get a sniff, so I'm thinking this time I'll go a bit more subtle, nice solid bag on there, with tiny little pop-ups on, try and make everything a bit more discreet, and see what happens. So that's the plan, and we'll get that in action, and I'll touch base with you in a bit. Right gang, quick catch up. All set up now in the swim, ready for the night. 3 rods out. This left hand rod is about 5 wraps out on a solid bag with a little Stella Yellow 10mm pop-up inside it. The left hand rod there, that's about 8 wraps out towards swim 8 over the other side of the lake, which is there. And again, that's on a solid bag with a PCF pop-up inside. And then the right hand rod is just off this spit here of land that comes out, not too close to the snags obviously, because I don't want to get into trouble, but I've left that one on a multi-rig with a Stella Yellow pop-up on. So hopefully that's cast out for the night now, and hopefully we should have some action. Biv is a bit of a mess inside, and I've got stuff all over the shop here, so I need to get myself sorted. I need to get myself some dinner on as well, because I'm starving. Chili con carne tonight, looking forward to that. So yeah, like I said before, I'm not feeling over optimistic at the minute. I don't know why. You know, sometimes you just get a bad feeling, don't you? Other times you feel super confident. Does it mean much? I mean, sometimes I felt super confident and caught nothing. Sometimes I felt not confident and caught. But I'm hopeful anyway. I really want to get a fish out of here over the next 48 hours if I can. So fingers crossed. I am hopeful. So guys, dinner's on. We're having chili. There's a bowl of chili, followed by some rice in there, which is just cooked. Spicy Mexican rice, courtesy of Uncle Ben himself. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm absolutely starving now. Out there, absolutely nothing's happening. No beeps, no bleeps, no bosses, no rolls, no signs of fish. Right gang, not much happening out on the lake at the minute. Not had a bleep or a sound or seen anything out in the lake. I've seen one bream roll. That's about it. About half an hour ago, just out in front of me. But that's it. I've not seen any sign of fish whatsoever. So fingers crossed. In the night something will happen. Just thinking about some of the fishing that I hope to do this year, and hopefully blog as well. So obviously this is my club water, as I've mentioned, and I became a member on here last September. So I'm really looking forward to fishing this year. I'm really lucky. It's about 5-minute drive, literally a 5-minute drive from my house, and I can just roll up and come on here any time now. So I'm really lucky to have a water like this on my doorstep. It's as I said before, it's a stunning little water, especially in the summer. It's absolutely stunning, beautiful. Lots of open swims, little corners to fish, snags to fish, channels. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to fishing this. Hopefully as well, I've got a park lake local to me as well. Well, 2 lakes actually in the park. It's a country park, and I'm going to get a ticket for that this year because I really fancy that. Just found out recently there's some absolutely stunning fishing there, so I'm looking forward to having a crack at them. Hopefully I've got a couple of mates as well who are going to join on with it as well, because it is a country park, and you know, everyone wants to stay safe at night. I mean, I look on the Facebook group and stuff like that, and there's never any trouble I can see, but yeah, somewhere like this, I mean, there's only one other guy tonight on the water tonight, but it's really secure. You know, there's an otter fence around it, and you just feel really secure on here. But the park lake, I think I fancy doing that with a mate. It's a bit soft, isn't it? But at least to start with, anyway. Then there's other venues I want to fish this year. Fenland Fisheries, I always get on there. I always get on Vermuden. Really like going on Vermuden. Some lovely fish in there, and I've got a couple of nights booked on Willow as well at the end of August this year. Home Fen, I've got a social on there as part of the PCF, Team PCF. I'm really looking forward to that. That's a humongous bit of water with some humongous fishing, so I might feel a little bit undergunned on there, who knows, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of ice to be had. So I'm really looking forward to fishing that. Manor Farm as well. I always fish Manor Farm because I've got a mate who lives down in Bracknell, so he comes up the A1 and I go down the A1, and we meet at Manor Farm, and we fish some of the lakes there. That's always good fun to do. So Carp Lake or Boonies or Becks. I wouldn't mind fishing Winters this year. I've not done that. I'd really like to fish Winters. And where else? We might get on a couple of venues. Quite often I'll get down to sort of where he lives, Bracknell, sort of on the doorstep of Oxfordshire, isn't it? So we've been to Lynch Hill before, we've been to Linear, all the usuals. Farlows isn't too far from where he lives as well, so I really want to try that this year. I really want to get myself on Farlows. So lots and lots of places I want to fish and fishing I want to do this year. I've also done in the January sales this year, I got myself a 2-man bivvy, just so I can bring the lad along. My boy's 5 years old, and he loves coming. He loves the camping, he loves the fishing, he loves every bit of it really. So I'm really looking forward to having some nights on the bank with him this year, and of course I'll try and blog that. And hopefully that'll mean I can get out on the bank more and get out with him, and I'll spend some quality time together. It's not easy, I'm sure you guys know. I mean, I've got 2 kids, a full-time job. It's not always easy to get out on the bank, and it's a real toss-up between family life, working, and then obviously fishing when you can. So yeah, if I get to bring him with me, then that'll be bang on really. So yeah, plan on doing lots of fishing this year, and blogging as much of it as I can, and hopefully, fingers crossed, catching some nice fish along the way. Good morning guys. Well, I didn't catch anything last night. It was pretty grim, to be honest. Had a few fish crash out here and there, and a few bleats on the rod, but no bites and no fish. I've now got the boy with me. He's come with me for the day. We were going to do a bit of fishing, bit of floater fishing, but weather's a bit miz, so we're just going to sort of stick around the bivvy. I was going to do another night as well, but I'm not sure yet whether I will or not, so we'll see what happens. Oh, gutted. Just had a bite on the left hand rod. Bobbin went flying up. Rod tip was nodding, and just lifted into nothing. I don't know what happened, but there was just nothing on it. Fish might not have, well, I guess a hook hadn't been set. Even if the fish had the bait in its mouth, maybe it just came right out, I'm not sure, but gutted all the same. So that's the first bit of action I've had since I've been here. But really optimistic, because that happened within 10 minutes of getting the rods out, so fingers crossed. We're all settled in the bivvy. The weather's a bit miserable, but he's happy enough at the minute. So we'll just keep on fishing, see what happens.
So I'm gonna hold the fish.
Hang on. So guys, we do have a fish. We've got a fish. Unfortunately, it's not the target species. It's just a tench. So we're gonna lift it up. There we go. There we go. Hang on. Whoop.
That guy's a slippy.
Yeah, he's getting all over the place, isn't he?
Yeah, because he thinks he wants to go to his mama.
Right guys, yeah, not the target fish, but a fish nonetheless. It came on a Stella Yellow. That's a little leech on there, buddy. That's the leech.
What?
In fact, there's a leech on my finger now. Yeah, he's got a few leeches on him. He's not a bad looking fish. Nice big tench. Is that a bit yucky to touch, buddy? Yeah, so not the target species, but it's a fish at least. Right hand rod, Stella Yellow pop up, ripped off. Right, do you want to hold him? Right, okay. You want to kneel down? Kneel down on there. Kneel down. That's it. Now see if you can get your arm underneath him. Okay.
How do I do this?
That's a big cheesy grin for the camera. Lift him up higher. Is he slimy?
Yeah, he's slimy before.
Alright, let's get him back, let's get him back. There we go. Let's give him a bit of water.
You mean all of the water?
No, not all of it, just some of it. And to celebrate our first fish, that lovely tench, we're having a hot dog followed with a sandy dance. Yeah, man. Right guys, just to give you a quick update with where we are. I've had a little bit of a change around with the rods. As you can see, it's still really misty, still quite foggy. This left hand rod I brought in, so it's literally 2 rod lengths out at the most, and I've plonked some relish over that. So nothing was happening on the spot that it was on. This left hand rod on the 2 here is still on the spot that it was on, because it's a really nice gravelly spot that. And I put that on a bottom bait, on a snowman rig, on a snowman on a blowback rig. And then this one, the right hand one that I caught the tench, that's still on the same. That's just off the spit there. Sort of, if I can point to it, I'll point to it about there. Locked up tight. So still not sure whether I'm going to do the night or not. He's happy enough in there at the minute. Thank God for iPads, and the minions. So he seems happy enough. I did actually get some maggots for him to do a bit of silver fishing with today, but when we left the house this morning it was absolutely pouring it down, and I didn't think he'd want to be sat out in the rain, so he's happy enough in there. We've just had some lunch, and we're just going to chill out for the rest of the day now. I'm going to keep my eyes on the lake, keep a watch out, see if I can see anything. If I do, I've got some bags made up, I can wing them out. Not sure if I'm going to go into the night yet or not. I'm feeling a bit more optimistic now I've had that tench. When you have a fish, even though it was just a tench, it's made me feel more optimistic, so I might end up staying the night yet, I'm not sure. But as you can see,
Pretty
it's
foggy,
still
pretty misty. It's not as heavy a fog as it was, but it's still lingering. There was a guy, my mate Dave, over in swim 8. He was there. He's now moved to 12 down in the piggery, and I believe there's one other chap on as well, so fingers crossed we'll get a fish before the day's out. Well guys, decision's been made to start the slow pack down. I'm just not feeling the love for the session at all at the minute. I've not seen anything apart from one little sign of a fish over by a swim, which is beyond that spit there. That's just one thing, and all the time I've been down here I've seen one thing. So I'm gonna pack up, gonna begin the slow pack up. I'm going to get everything packed away and in the car, and hopefully if the weather warms up a bit soon, then I'll get myself back down pretty sharpish. It would be nice to see the temperatures just boost up a bit. At the moment it still feels quite cold, it's still feeling quite wintry. Water temperature is saying is 9.9, so I guess that's not too bad. But I think the fish on here, they just hold up somewhere, and well, they're certainly not showing for me, that's all. So the tench has saved me from a blank, if you can call it that. I mean, I am happy just to get a fish, but a fish is better than no fish, whether it's a tench or not. So yeah, at least we got something, so I'm going to get packed up.